Hello, everybody. My name is Hellkaiser, and welcome to a game called Core. This was a student project. It's available for free on Steam, and from what I've read on the store page, it's like a 30-minute playable game. If you played Hades, or if you maybe are a fan of Greek mythology like I am, you know that Core was Persephone's name before it became Persephone, essentially. Other religions bring people in, like Ishtar, which was like a Middle Eastern deity, kind of like thrown in there, like Gilgamesh and stuff like that. Became I can get my Aphrodite. I can get my names. There's there's a lot of them. There's Amphitrite, which was like one of Poseidon's wife. There's a lot of different names up there. But if you don't know the story of Greek mythology, or you never played Hades, perhaps, which is a very popular game, and I really do love that game. Let me try to give you a very brief summary of the general idea of the story. Persephone has a very overprotective, overbearing mother. Her name is Demeter. She's the goddess of the seasons. We have her to thank for crops and stuff like that. But one day, and there's different twists on it. Greek mythology is very well known for having multiple endings, multiple beginnings. Sometimes the story starts one way. There's a lot of stories like Aphrodite's son and his lover, I can't remember her name. Sometimes she turns into an owl, sometimes they have a happy ending. It kind of just depends on... It's like a choose-your-own-adventure book. Anyway, she either is taken to the underworld by Hades, the god of the dead, and god of wealth and all that stuff, or she willingly goes to him. Like, she's met him and she wants to be with him. Her mom finds out, raises hell until Zeus makes Hades give her back, and then the story again splits off into one of two different endings, where she's giving a pomegranate or some kind of fruit, I think it's a pomegranate, and takes a bite out of it. And the part where the story splits is Hades knows that any who eat the food of the underworld are bound to return to it. And so either she knew that as well from her time in the underworld and chose to do it as a way that she'd always have to come back to her new husband, or she was tricked into doing it and stuck to live in a very unhappy relationship. It's sort of, I like to think that she knew what she was doing, and they wanted to be together. There's also a really cool webcomic series called Lore Olympus, which is sort of a retelling in modern times of this story. Now, this game is like a version of this story where she's trying to sneak into the underworld to escape from her mother. It's like a survival horror stealth game. Like I said, it's only about 30 minutes long. One thing I want to go off and say right out the bat, and I don't want to get political, and I don't want to get into a discussion of genes and all that stuff, and race and gender and all sorts of stuff like that. So I just want to say right now, keep the comments civil and don't start an argument over this. Persephone is black in this game. As you can see, that's Persephone. Persephone would have been white if she existed at all. This is kind of like that Cleopatra Netflix documentary. Greeks are not black people. They don't have black in them. You can Google traditional Greek. You can look at the statues of like Athena at the Parthenon or the one in Nashville. They were white. That's it's not up for discussion on stuff like that. Now, this is a mythological character, so I will say you can sort of take some liberties. But at the same time, she's Greek. Let her or at least she's most associated with Greek mythology. So why not let her look like a traditional Greek person? Hades maybe spoiled me because I thought it had some amazingly well done representations of the gods. It didn't overdo anything. It didn't make them look silly or stupid. It just took like their portraits or what paintings and stuff of them have shown us and made it as close as it could while still retaining sort of an art style for that game. And I just don't like that. I didn't like that Cleopatra documentary trying to claim she's black because somebody's grandmother told them that Cleopatra was black and they know more than historians. And the fact that her face was recorded through different things like paintings, and she was even on coins, if I'm correct. And this feels like that. Now, this again was a student project, so maybe they just wanted to make the character this way. Maybe it's the way they knew how to model. Maybe they modeled it after themselves. I don't know nothing of the game, so I don't want to insult nobody. I just really don't like that. So I'm just going to start that off. Another thing to say about this game, you can't adjust the Y-axis, which is what I do. There's not really any graphics options. There's barely any dialogue or any music options or nothing like that. It's pretty straightforward. So let's begin. It's fully voiced too. Like I said, it's only about 20-30 minutes, but it is fully voiced. And it's free. I was browsing the Steam as of July 24th, 2023. It's having a stealth simulator sale, and I was just browsing through it, and some of these free games popped up. I might play some of the other ones I found, but I love Greek mythology, so I thought I'd give it a play.
Don't get to walk away from me. Persephone!
Hades, are you there?
Yes, what are you doing here?
I did it. I got away. To live with you.
It's not safe for me here. Things are changing down here, and not for the better.
What's wrong?
Not happy to see me?
Of course I am. Just nothing survives in me.
I like how they're kind of like Man, I can't get used to this uninverted camera. I like how she can like communicate with him just from, I guess, yeah, this is definitely the underworld. That's a really cool looking skybox. I like the voice acting so far. I will give credit where credit's due. I wish I could invert this mouse. Hang on a second. I don't want to mess up the recording. Controller settings. Can I do something with Steam? It's just for controllers, isn't it? Maybe if I connect my controller. Bear with me, I'm sorry. I didn't know when I started this game that it didn't have any sort of support. Now my Xbox is coming on because my controller was paired to it last. There we go. Edit layout. Joysticks. Right joystick. Invert vertical axis. There we go. Hope that didn't mess up the recording. I'm now playing with a controller, so left trigger is sprint. I can at least play. I'm playing with a controller, but I can play. And then you have A is stop walking for some reason. The hair looks extremely odd to me. Maybe it's because it's like gray and then red on one side. I don't get what like the lines are there. Because if her head's like supposed to be shaved, I don't see why it'd be Again, this is a student-made project, so maybe I'm just I'm overthinking things a bit. I will say the design is really pretty. This is a student like some of these buildings, they look very similar, but this is really well done, and it's running above 60 FPS. I'm getting 82 FPS. I'm guessing I don't want to go into the range of those cameras.
Be careful, those are new.
Mother's parting gifts.
Eyes gaze. Avoid the eyes of Demeter. A mere moment within it will mean the end of your journey. Oh, yeah, looking, they're like floral looking. That's cool looking. But I'd like to explain how Demeter is...
What are those ghosts?
Watchers. Wait there, let me feel something out.
Let me.
As I was saying, this is supposed to be the underworld. I'm not super... I can possess an Eye of Demeter by finding its root and holding A until your vine connects. Okay? Use it to burn the Watchers. So you have, like, areas where you can control stuff, okay? I love Greek mythology. I've read all the stories. I've played any game almost that has Greek mythology aspects to it. I love it.
Now that's no place for a goddess.
This is mine.
Okay, is that burning them? Oh, I have to let go or something, or it just has to hold on them for a minute. I like how you can communicate with Demeter through these. I like how they blink, too. Okay, I don't think it's going to kill it. Oh, it finally did. It's a little wonky there.
Yes, are you alright?
Yeah, just using my God-given talents.
Okay, now, I'm going to have to pause because if they're going to talk, I'm not good at stuff like this. As far as I understand it, the Olympians, which the Olympians are the gods that live on Mount Olympus, so like Zeus, Poseidon, Athena, Ares, Aphrodite, Hephaestus, characters like that, they can't interact with what's known as the Chthonic gods. So ones like Nyx, Hades, Erebus, Thanatos, can't remember the god of sleep's name. He was the one that was in Hades. And characters like that, they can't... It's like in Christian beliefs, you know, there's a rift between heaven and hell. There's a great divide, the Bible says, and they can't reach one another. Kind of the same thing. I don't think it's ever said anywhere in Greek mythology that, like, Zeus pops down to the underworld to visit his brother. And I believe it's explicitly stated that Hades can come to Olympus or come to at least the human world, but he always is drawn back because he's bound to that land. So I don't know how Demeter would be able to plant vines that are like cameras looking for her daughter. And, of course, there's invisible walls. In the underworld. That makes no sense. I like how when she steps, it looked like it planted a vine. Or, yeah, it does sometimes. I don't know why it doesn't every time. And I can crouch. Okay. And I'm guessing that's a dead person? Are they going to be a problem?
Another friend of yours?
Lost forever wandering in the unknown. They won't hesitate to stop.
Why would they bother us? Also, one more thing I want to say about this game. I really like the voice acting. I'm guessing this is a bunch of university students. I like kind of the gothic vampire voice of Hades. I quite like that Demeter sounds young. At first I didn't like it. I was thinking Demeter sounds too young. But one thing you got to remember about these like Greek gods and goddesses is they are millennia old, but they still look the same. or at least it's never said that they age. Is this like a split path? Or is this like one way just leads to another or something like that? I guess we'll find out. I always try to take the path on the right. I find it to be lucky for me. But yeah, I do like the voice acting quite a bit so far. The AI seems pretty simplistic. Like, he should have saw me there, but he didn't for whatever reason. We got a frame rate chug there. Okay, I can feel like their eyes on me. I don't know if he saw me because he stopped now. But I felt like a vibration, which I'm going to assume is supposed to be like their eyes upon you.
You're not ready, child. I am counting down the minutes until you come crawling back.
How long do I have to keep this thing? So they do eventually fade out. Can I kill these lost souls? I'm going to assume I can't. Okay, let's just go down this way. Yeah, I do make leaves come up when I walk. Okay, I'm going to assume that's a watcher I spot, and I have a feeling that I will get into trouble if I don't fight them off. There, got it. Crap, I'm getting stalked. I screwed up. They're coming for me.
Still time to go back.
No, I can do this.
So I really screwed up there. I'm going to take it. So once they start chasing you, I don't think you can break the line of sight. Crap. And that time I just happened to get in some incredibly bad luck. I don't want to go that way, because I think I have to go this way to be able to stop those two watchers. I'm not going to pretend like this is some revolutionary game. I think that everybody playing it probably understands what this is. It's a tech demo done by a university student or a team of students. I don't know if it was made by one or more. But this is pretty good. It plays well. I mean, I have had one performance hitch, and I'm not going to pretend like it's the next generation of amazing graphics. But it looks good. It plays well. I kind of like the gimmick of using the cameras against their owner. I don't like the hair. This looks like a jester's helmet on that guy, or whatever you call it, hat. They can't seem to hear, and it seems like Persephone doesn't make any footsteps when she walks. Okay. There is a person there, so I need to wait. They're kind of glitching out, so I think I'm going to take the opportunity to run.
Time to go back.
No, I can do this.
I don't know if that walking animation's on purpose to like really show these are like zombified spirits, or if it's because they couldn't animate them any better. Again, I'm trying to be nice about this game. I'm just pointing things out. I feel like it would be wrong of me not to point out what I'm seeing. But keep in mind, everything I say, this is a free game. I'm not sitting here just trying to bash it, but I am I'm playing it and I'm trying to give a critique of what I'm
Right
playing.
there, in the temple.
What's right up there?
Need to find another way around.
Okay, I got two ways that I can see. Can I open doors? Nope. So I just completely wasted my time. Okay, come on. Crap.
I thought souls down here were supposed to move on.
There's always a cost. Everyone needs to earn their passage.
And my price?
Crap, there's another one. So apparently, sometimes if you run far enough, I guess the AI does stop chasing you. Okay, that one seemed to have heard me. Bog slows down Persephone's movements and keeps her from sprinting.
That will buy your passage.
I have an idea to get rid of it. Just need to get a little higher.
And I screwed up. But at least I got that one off of me. The checkpoints are fairly generous. Okay, there's two watchers guarding that. And I don't see any cameras. But there is a place to grab onto whatever. Crap. I thought the fog, like that light rays that are supposed to be what slows her down. I didn't know it was like this green goo.
There we are. Time for something new.
Okay. What am I going to do? Open a light? Oh, she can create her own camera.
You go one step further and Zeus help you.
Try me.
Trying to kill these like watcher things can sometimes be a little difficult because like I got him in the center of the eye and it still hasn't died yet. Neither of them have. I don't know if they're just glitchy or what. I'm doing it right, or at least I'm doing it the same way I've killed the rest of them. Okay, I'm going to assume that eye stays on my side since I made it. I didn't mean to cancel out of it that time. It blinks, but it won't die. What am I doing wrong here? It would help if this circle didn't like just shoot all over the place whenever you rotate the camera. It's very difficult to control. Let's try it on mouse. You can actually control it with both at the same time. That's pretty good optimization. These things are not dying, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know if the game is glitched or what. I can't get to that thing by any other means. because I can't go down. Yeah, that path is blocked, and I think that the other path is blocked as well. Is it? Yes. So you have to come from this way. So I have to be able to kill these things somehow. I'm just going to walk into one and see what happens. Okay, it's a game over. So now I gotta do all this again.
There we are. Time for something new.
Okay, now that I've reset, can I kill it? No. That one blinked for a second. Okay, let's... tutorials. Let's try to... It's Gaze Burns Watchers. So it's supposed to burn them. So what, are these two just more difficult than normal or something? Do I just need to leave it on them? Because the thing is, I can't leave it, it turns off eventually. This game's got very positive reviews on Steam. That's one of the only reasons I played it. Because I thought it'd be some kind of fun little game, but this is glitched, and I don't know how to do it. I've reset. I've done everything I can. That's right under him. Die already. Die, 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 die. I'm doing something to him. They're not going to die. Nothing I can do here. This light does absolutely nothing for me. Let me try to Google this real quick. Maybe there's some sort of answer. I'm still Googling. This game has 9 out of 10 on Steam. Very positive reviews. 81% of 142 reviews. Is there a community page I can click on? I'm on my phone trying to do this. Yeah, there's Community Hub. Okay. I think this person has the same problem. Now that's somebody talking about another glitch. I don't see anything directly talking about my issue. Let me double check real quick, because I hate to just waste this video and end up not even uploading it because it just doesn't work. Okay, that's somebody talking about a scene that we just got to. There's a lot of pictures. That's pretty much all people put. Okay, let's try to look. Okay, I cannot get it to work and there's no help, so we might have to just end this video here. I'm going to try to reset the checkpoint. Watchers can be burned away. Clearly they cannot. Why does that guy look like he's in like a scientist lab coat?
There's something new.
Okay, I'm at the root, doing everything I'm supposed to do. It flashes, but it's not burning away. Did they like put them too close together and like their collision boxes or something is glitched? It's not. It's disappearing for a second and then coming right back. Okay, I've got him like barely on the edge of the circle. I'm just going to keep inching forward. They're not dying. Can't find nothing online that talks about this. It's just a glitch, and I feel like I've wasted my time. Of course, I thought I was being clever there.
There we are. Time for something new.
Please work before I have to quit. That's right on him. It's not burning him away. Is there anything else I'm like supposed to hit? She says time for something new. But there's nothing to interact with. There's nothing to do. Maybe if I go to the main menu and back. Because I hate to give up. Because I already sunk like 38 minutes into recording this. Now the game has crashed. Fantastic. Okay, begin. Is it going to start all the way from the beginning?
Daughter, you don't get to walk.
Yep, it starts all the way over.
Persephone!
Hush, what are you doing here?
Well, I guess this will be an hour-long video.
Got away. To live with you.
Skip,
It's not safe for me here.
skip. We'll just try to
Careful,
speed run
those
through
are
this.
you.
If you let me run, I wouldn't have such
What are
hard
those
time.
ghosts?
Watch us. Wait there.
I wish you could fast forward through the camera animation.
Now that's no.
So they flash red, and then they die. But those two never did that, and I would hold the thing on them.
Yeah, just using my God-given talents.
Okay, moving on. Let's try to get this done. Maybe a full reset will have fixed it. I mean, this is a fan project. I'm not going to get too mad. Maybe a little mad.
Another friend of yours?
Lost souls, forever wandering on their own. They won't hesitate to stop.
And back up through here. This is not taking as long as I thought. This is a really short game from the way I understand it. I just hope I don't get caught in any of that crap again. And now this long vine creeping up the wall.
You're not ready, child.
I really don't care, Mom. See, that's not even fully on it there, and it's burning it. So it must have been a glitch, because that's just barely touching that one. Maybe it's going to run more stable this time.
There's still time to go back.
No, I can do this.
I don't get the pants either for this character model. It feels a little bit too modern in that sense. Like, realistically, she would be wearing a tunic, probably, or, you know, some sort of, like, I could imagine, like, a flowery dress.
There, in the temple.
You know, like something with, like, flowers all over it or something.
We need to find another way around.
He sees me, but he didn't see me long enough for it to matter.
Souls down here are supposed to move on.
There's always a cost. Everyone needs to earn their passage.
And that price?
Yeah, that literally looks like a... Oh, it's part of the mask. It's like a masquerade ball mask. I didn't notice that before. I thought that was a weird stylistic choice.
In the center. That will bar your passage.
I have an idea to get rid of it. Just need to get a little higher. There we are. Time for something new.
Okay, please let this work this time. That took less time to restart the game than it took me to try endlessly.
One.
Yeah, shut up. Holy shit. All I had to do is restart the game.
And they're gone.
I'm gonna
Coin before they come back.
say this. I'm not going to restart the game again if it keeps going like this.
The coin isn't meant for any living soul. Things will change.
Change how?
Remember when we used to sit under the great pomegranate tree in Mother's garden, looking at the stars above us?
Ladies?
If we do this, there's no turning back. We might not see a tree ever again.
Would you be able to come with me?
Back up top, I mean.
No. I'm trapped in here just like all the other spirits.
Okay, very close to the lore.
I'm afraid you'll also be lost forever.
Then that's a risk I'll take. I'm not leaving you ever again. And if I get lost, I'd rather be lost with you. You're my home now. Okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, that was an interesting looking effect. I kind of like the setup here that they like knew each other. I'm guessing from the fact that he's bound here, it was like during their fight of the Titans, because right after that he would have lost his ability to stay on Earth as he drew the lot that gave him the underworld. But then Persephone wouldn't have been born yet, would she? She was born to Zeus and Demeter.
Oh. Thanks.
It also makes it hard to see. I've been better off without it, Hades. The music's very light, but it's pretty good. It's atmospheric, just heavy
I
thudding.
hear them.
I hear the crackling of that fire. I don't hear that thing moving that much. Just keep heading down. Into the abyss we go. Of course he's gonna move. And I want to go through the right-hand door. Did her arm get stuck on that? Yes, they do. That's actually nice.
What's bringing this on?
Something is coming. I don't know if I'll be able to stop it from taking me away.
Hades, you can't leave. I need you.
You had it backwards. I was the one who always needed you. You are stronger than you know.
Hades?
Hades!
Okay, that peaked the microphone when she yelled, and it hurt my ear there. What's happening?
There you
I'm stuck under the earth.
are. My sweet child.
Mom?
I told you this would happen. That you would be alone. Now let's return to the way things were.
No! I'm never going back.
You won't get far.
So this green slime is Demeter's work. How is she able to... that's kind of taking a bit too much license. One thing I loved about Hades, the game, was that game stayed extremely true to Greek
You
mythology.
don't have any power over me.
But you certainly don't mind using the powers I gave you.
They're not yours anymore.
Aren't they?
I kind of like the snarkiness to Demeter's voice, but the thing is, Demeter is the oldest of all of Cronus' children. That's Zeus's father. If I'm not mistaken, she's like a half-sibling, or she claims to be like a half-sibling, or even a step-sibling to Zeus and the other Olympic gods. But, that's still Zeus's sister, technically. And so, there's a lot of incest in mythology. But realistically speaking, I don't know how she'd have this level of control. They're not doing it too badly. I'm just going to have to run for it, ain't I?
Oh, no.
Foolish girl! This is what I'm trying to protect you from.
You're making it
From
harder
life
on me.
that will chew you up.
But anyways, I was saying before I forget, if you don't like roguelikes, I don't like roguelites. I'm not a big fan of them. I like some of the newer ones because I like to have a sense of progress. Like, even if I die, I like to know that I'm doing something that's going to help me advance.
Finally.
Persephone, come back to me. Come back home. We're all alone now.
She will never be alone, ever again.
Hades!
Sorry, but this is a family affair.
Technically, that's your brother. Anyways, I was saying, if you never played Hades, even if you don't like roguelites, there is a ability called God Mode, which makes the game... You essentially get a damage reduction buff every time you die. Crap. That went wrong. You get a damage reduction buff every time you die. And it makes the game easier. And I'm not going to lie, I played the game with God Mode on. And after like 14, 15 deaths, I actually just quit dying. I made it through every run. Which some of you might say detracts
He is
from the
my
game.
And he's right.
I'll finish this.
I
in a
choose to
second.
live my life, not yours.
No!
Okay. But anyways, I was saying, the game is extremely loyal to Greek mythology. It does take some artistic liberties because it sort of takes place, I dare say, towards like the end of that, because like Achilles is there, Perseus is there. It doesn't go all the way to the end. You don't see certain characters like Hercules and stuff. Maybe we'll see them in the second game. But it's sort of like, I'd say, maybe at the midpoint of Greek mythology. So you see like a lot of legendary characters, and some of their stories have already been told, like Orpheus and his wife. And they get to give them a happy ending to their story, which they didn't get in Greek mythology. And it's sort of fixing some of the sad endings. It's a game about getting a good ending. And I love that, because I hate sad endings in games. But Demeter, I thought, was extremely well modeled, because she's supposed to be the older sibling. She, as Aphrodite even says, she could look however she wanted. Yet she chooses to look like an old woman. And while not, I don't think she necessarily has to look old. A stern-looking person with like a very harsh voice. I think honestly, getting one of the professors at the university, or maybe somebody's mom or something, would have been best.
Scared of the world. My place in it. Of being alone.
Is that supposed to be Demeter
But I'm
or
not
Hades?
anymore. I've got to have a say in my life. To choose who I am. And I'm never going to give that up. From now on, I decide what my future will be.
Okay, is this the end of the game? I'm going to assume it is.
My queen.
Our new future.
There's the pomegranate, I'm assuming.
Our new Lucy.
Yep, that's it, according to the achievement. Kind of ends rather abruptly. So it was developed by a team. Music, like I said, it's very light, but it's pretty good. Can I skip all of this? So that's Core. Very simple little game. If you're looking for something free to play for like 20 minutes, that'll kill time if you're like waiting for something or you're on your lunch break and want to play something for a few minutes. I don't know what compelled me to play this because I feel like this is not the kind of game people will play to get views. But it had very positive reviews, and I will say it's decently made. I feel like it would have been a very complete game if it was like an extra 15-20 minutes long. Like I said, there was a force pulling Hades away. Like, it's supposed to be Demeter. It ends abruptly. Just like on a whatever, and it ends with a happy ending. And like I said, I don't care for Persephone's character model. But that's neither here nor there. Pretty decent little free game. Nothing to write home about, but pretty well done. I like the music. I like the style of the game. I'd love to see something like this turned into maybe a full-fledged game. I feel like stealth games are at a point where they're just not really popular anymore. You look at classic style games like the original, like Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. You look at like the Splinter Cell games. You don't see stuff like that. That kind of traditional, linear. Well, they're not really. Yeah, they're kind of linear, stealth-based titles. Metal Gear Solid 5 became a big open-world game. Splinter Cell Blacklist was still technically a stealth game, but you could play it a lot more aggressively than you could the earlier games. It's hard to find like a pure stealth game that isn't like a horror title or something like that. And so this is not too bad. And if it would have been extended out, maybe give a little bit more lore on the game, you could. It wouldn't have to be a long game. I think this kind of game could be done in like 5 hours, or maybe 8 if you really wanted to try to stretch the story and gameplay out. But it's a fun little game, and seems like a premise for a better game. I don't think they'll ever go on to make this into like a full-fledged game, but I really like it. And it's pretty faithful to Greek mythology, except for the character model. I liked Hades. I told you he sounded vampiric, and he looked vampiric. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening.